I'm going to demonstrate a Qigong exercise, and then I'm going to demonstrate yogic breathing. I'm going to start with the Qigong exercise. So the breathing part of this, actually, I'm going to come a little closer because I can describe the breathing. We want to use our belly muscle, and if you put your hand here and cough, you'll notice that your hand moves in when you cough. That is identifying the muscle that we want to work with, because this diaphragm muscle covers completely our dorsal vagal. So we want to use that muscle. When we do this exercise or we do yogic breathing, we're using the diaphragm muscle to breathe. We're not breathing from the chest. We're breathing from the belly, okay? So it is a deep, deep breathing that we're doing. Now, this breathing, the breath work that we're doing in the Qigong exercise is emptying out our belly completely and getting to a wheeze, and then we're snapping the diaphragm to get a ha out. And so I call this Qigong exercise the ha, okay? So here's the breathing. This is just the breathing without the movement. I'm going to inhale into my belly. My hand is coming out. And then I'm going to exhale completely, and I'm going to go into a wheeze, and then I'm going to squeeze out a ha. So it sounds like this. Ha! So it's almost like I'm puking, except I'm using air instead of food. I'm not puking any food up. But I'm going through the motions of like, it's a very guttural kind of breathing, because I'm getting my belly involved in eliminating air, okay? So it's, if you try to practice this breathing alone, you'll probably start out going, and what you're doing is you're breathing too much air too fast. So slow your breath down. You start to slow it down, you start to see that we have a little more control over that breath. So when we slow it down enough, we can go. So what we're doing here is that same breath, only I'm squeezing really hard with my belly to get it to be wheezy, a wheezy feel, okay? So when I get that wheezy feel, now I'm going faster with it. Ha! And it's going to all come together into one breath, like ha! See that? So the ha comes at the end, but it is, you can hear the ha as a snap. I'm snapping the diaphragm to get that powerful, punchy ha out, okay? If I did it from up here, it would be ha! And it doesn't have the same punch. It doesn't have the same power. So we're getting it from the belly. Let's now take that breath, that ha breath, and put it with the movement. So the movement is this. It's several parts. What you can't see is my feet, but I'll tell you what my feet are doing. And I'm bending my knees. So I have my knees bent. My arms are moving, and they're very loose. They're not stiff like this. They're loose. And I'm making fists like I'm angry. And it's sort of like downhill skiing. So I'm bending my knees and I'm getting a good bop going here. And now what I'm doing is when I lift my wrists up, my ankles come up, my heels come up. Heels come up, heels come down. Heels come up, heels come down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slam my heels down when my wrists come down, so that I can then throw my upper body forward. And then when I throw my upper body forward, I don't fall over because my heels coming to the ground hold me in place, okay? So it looks like this. Everything, all my weight comes up. My heels are up in the air. I bend my knees, and I throw myself over. And my whole body and head go forward. My wrists fly backwards. Watch it again. And now I'm going to put it together with the breath. So I inhale as I come up into my belly. And it's one movement, breath and body moving, synced together. And so initially you're going to break it down and it's going to be fragmented. That's okay, you're learning it. But when you finally get it together, it looks like that. If you bust up laughing, there's a reflex. If you get it right, you'll have this reflex to laugh, to chuckle. And that means confirmation you got it right. You get that reflex going, and then you know you're doing it correctly. Okay? So that is the the Qigong exercise. 3 of those equals 30 of the yogic breaths, and the yogic breaths are like so. Once again, we put our hand on our belly. We inhale deeply and feel our hand push out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to breathe out rapid pulses by taking that muscle and slamming it to the back of our body. So here it goes. Inhaling. Now I'm doing a set of 10, right? So what I want to do is get 3 sets of 10 of those. That's how it is. That's yogic breathing. That's called fire breathing or tiger breathing, and they have a lot of different names for it. But that's what it is. It's this diaphragmic, rapid fire breath work, all coming from the belly, okay? You can hear the snapping. You can hear it in my, you can almost hear that sound. It's a clucking sound, and you can feel the clucking, okay? That is 30 of those equals 3 ha's. So that's a gauge. If you are driving in a car, you can't do ha's, but you can do the yogic breathing, right? And sometimes in the workplace, we can't do ha's. It's a little too loud and boisterous. So ha's will be for home, and the yogic breathing might be where we are someplace else where it's a little more public. So no one needs to see that you're doing this if you go to the restroom or you go to your car, and you can sneak this in. Okay, so those are the breathing techniques that are going to move you out of dorsal. They last for several hours. That is the benefit of doing them. And if you can do them when you get up in the morning, if you are depressed, I would do it when you get up in the morning. I would do it before lunch, and I would do it before dinner. I don't know if you want to do this with food in your belly, so maybe beforehand. But then you're covering those 3 times of the day, and that dissociative or depressed energy cannot remanifest here. Let's keep it out. Let's condition this response by repeating it daily. Same thing 3 times a day. And there you have it. Good luck with this, and I wish you only the best.